All right, welcome to another episode of In Those We Trust podcast. My name is Malik Howard. I got my boy Tony on the podcast.
Thank you.
Papa Perk.
There we go, Papa Perk. Say the name, man.
But we were just talking about, I feel like I haven't taken the time to talk about like hip hop on this podcast, and I feel like that's something that me and you do like on a daily at the gym. Whenever we're texting, we'll send each other music. So I guess we should start off with just something light. Like, what do you listen to right now?
Right now, see, I go in waves. Like, it might be a time where I listen to one artist the whole time. Like right now, I can't even give like a top 5. But right now, if you go to my song, like my playlist, I'm listening.
Oh, that's something else we gotta do then.
I'm listening to Dirk right now.
Still?
Dirk got it.
I guess, yeah.
He got it. Rod Wave, like
I can't. Yo, this is what is it? One of those comments you make where people like aren't gonna agree with. What's that called?
I know what you're talking.
Oh damn. But it's gonna be one of those where
Unpopular
opinion. Raw Wave has 1 and 2 hits, but I can't listen to a complete album.
Bugging. Listen. I will be in the car with my girl, right? And I would have him on, and she like, oh my gosh, why are you still listening? Like, you play him too much. Like, turn this off. Like, it gets to the point where she get mad if I'm listening to Raw Wave.
All right.
Like his last
it's
album.
one of those I gotta go back then.
Last album's crazy, but Raw Wave.
Okay, so you named Dirk, Raw Wave.
Of course, I think you always got to throw Drake in it. Drake always gonna be in it.
I feel it don't count. Like it's that's just like something you put on spin. That's gonna be in your place regardless.
ESTG.
I'm getting into ESTG.
I just got onto him like heavy, and that last I can't think of the name of the album, mixtape, whatever you want to call them, because they all like the same thing now. But his last tape, crazy. I listen to it at the gym all the time, and then probably like you listen to Buka 600.
Nah, never heard of him.
Okay, see, you gotta catch up.
Where he from?
He's a Dirk artist.
Okay.
Like you listen to the Only the Family, the compilation.
Nah, that album was different, bro.
Listen to that whole thing.
Okay.
He's on there a couple times. He just dropped a new song recently. But that's
do you listen to Lil Baby's artist? It just signed out on my iTunes.
Like Rodriguez, whatever his name is.
Yes.
Nah,
That song with him and 42. Okay, so I'm trying to put Tone on for the last couple of days to listen to 40. His name is actually 42 Doug.
42 Doug. I saw the Breakfast Club interview. He got mad about it. He was like, "Nah, my name's 42." But
his 5'4" ass.
He like a dyke, man.
Chill.
So small.
Chill.
So small.
So I'm listening to Doug right now. I think that's all I've been having on because it just automatically starts in my car. So I just let the album run through. It's a complete album, bro. It's hard for me to give complete albums. I haven't given a complete album since like a J. Cole or something like that. Like to me, it's a complete straight through. I don't mind it.
See, like I said, everybody can't put out 20 songs. That's my thing.
He's one of them, bro.
You got 20 songs. You can only be a certain type of artist to put out 20 songs. Even J. Cole would just put out 9. Like
Drake.
Drake.
Do you want to get into the J. Cole conversation?
That's not it.
Because we both got an unpopular opinion
that's
on
not it.
Cole.
It's
that's
not it. And the bad part about it, I thought it was gonna be fire.
Yeah, the way he was.
No pun
hyping it
intended.
up.
Just like that, the cover.
Yeah.
It was like the net was on fire. The rim, whatever. That thing was. I don't want to say terrible.
It wasn't terrible. Okay, give it out of 10.
6.5, 7.
I agree.
6.5, 7.
Bro, it's not it. You know, it might be one of those albums that come back to us. It might just be, bro.
Maybe I don't think so. I don't think I would listen to his other songs. Like I told you, like you don't agree, but what's the song?
Oh yeah, we were not.
For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah.
I think that's his best album still. The storytelling
Over 2014.
Yes, because me personally, I like storytelling.
That's all he did in 2014.
That's all he did on For Your Eyes Only. The whole thing is a story, and then the last song. Like the guy who he's rapping about.
I get it, yeah. Well, rapping
dead.
to his daughter and everything like that.
What?
No, it's a 5. I think it's 2. I'll give it number 2 or 3, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's better than 2014. Maybe it's just where I was at with 2014.
When it dropped, it's like the
Senior
moment.
year.
The moment. I remember that.
What?
You remember? Oh, boom, throwback. You remember we was listening to 2014. We was in the car with Jordan. I forgot where we was going.
Okay.
And we almost died.
Yes, that's all we got to say.
Yo, I remember that.
Yeah,
I think of that song now.
I think of that. I think of my boy Jordan too during that album. But okay, so then we're talking about that 42 Doug. A Lil Baby, of course, is in my mix
Lil Baby,
all time.
He got it.
Do you think he's? I said this year. I did say 2021 is going to be Dirk's year if he keeps dropping.
I think 2020 was his year.
Nah, I'm giving to everyone. Gave it to Baby. You have to give it to Baby.
Listen, I get it, But if you just look at the amount of like the body of work Dirk put out, right? Everything he put out, and then just like the artists he pushed, like and like
Yeah,
he did his song. Like
yeah.
I feel like once you do a song with Drake, that just solidify you, right? And then a lot of people didn't like the Laugh
But
Now Cry Later.
he didn't need that. I feel like did he already have songs with Drake?
Nah,
He didn't have songs with Drake already.
Mm-mm.
I didn't look at it like, you know how you'll look at like artists, what's the one dude that got popping off of Drake? A lot of people get off the Drake feature.
Yeah. But he already had it.
He didn't need the Drake feature. You know what I mean? Like per se.
But you just think about it puts you into another, like, I don't want to say pop culture, but
I get what you're saying.
Different mainstream type. Like everybody knew about Lil Durk, but
that's getting spins regardless.
Yeah,
on the radio.
I just think about everything. And then like when Von died, it was like I feel like that just boosted Durk even more because now it's like he just got a different type of energy. If you just listen to Durk from like 2012 to like 2018, you hear it, but now listen from 18 to now, like it's just like
I get you. I definitely get some, but I'm saying for myself, I think this is his year, for sure.
You like the baby?
The baby hits. I can't listen to a full album. Damn. I think he is single rapper.
Single rapper?
Yeah, like he'll drop his singles, and I feel like those pop more than a complete album to me.
I remember when I first heard the baby. This is before Suge came out and all that, right?
Yeah.
And I was up in school, and I was telling everybody, I was like, "Yo, he's the next artist."
Really?
I'm telling you, I was putting people on the baby, and I remember we was in the bathroom. Pause, you feel me? But everybody was listening to music,
Yeah.
And like. People like, yo, what is this? Like, yo, turn this shit off. I'm like, yo, I'm telling you, this is gonna be big.
I just knew him from Viral. Like when he went viral, that's all I knew him from.
I knew him for it. And then 2 months later, Suge came out, and then boom.
Okay. So you was on.
I'm really at AR, yo. I'm telling you, I'm really at A&R.
Then I'm the same way when it comes to Dave East. Dave East, I was in high school and was talking to him on Twitter.
Nah, I wasn't really bumping Dave East until like 2017 when he dropped. No, whenever he dropped Paranoia.
Paranoia is pretty recent. Maybe
like 17.
That was in the last 2 years.
Nah.
Paranoia?
Nah, that was 17. That was 17.
Fuck, I would.
Nah, that was 2017. I remember I was online and I was listening to one of his songs. I was like, oh yeah, this is my guy.
They about to get you dropped, bro.
Nah. That was my boy right there. Some of his music, yo.
Paranoia was in. Oh no, you right.
Yeah, 17.
No, Paranoia was one of the ones where album was like solidified him in. Yeah. Was 2017.
Yeah, see that was my guy right there.
Yeah, Mr. Davies.
Shot these.
Man, where do we begin? Yo, it's been a while since we even dropped an episode in Those We Trust platform. And we're really looking to, get more guests on the podcast and really like get this established. After I graduated and things were moving pretty quickly, but it's time to really hone in and focus in and drop some more, some more gems. First, I want to start off by thanking all those who donated. Thank you for donating, Tone, as well.
Tone love the kids, man. I tell you, man.
And for the In Those We Trust scholarship, we were able to raise, more than the quota, but $1,500 was given away. And then the rest of it is going to be given away for next year, and all the proceeds will go to next year's applicant. Hopefully, we can get the applicant on the In Those We Trust podcast soon. Once they know they have received it, and I can't wait to get that going. But speaking of Palmyra, I guess we can start from there within where we first met within playing sports in Palmyra. When would you say 5th or 4th grade? I think 4th grade.
Maybe. I think I started in 3rd or 4th grade.
I wasn't there yet.
You wasn't there yet, so it might have been 4th, either 4th
or 5th grade when we came. Yeah. But within Palmyra, it's really weird, and it's how many towns go to the high school and play sports in that town. So we have, especially in football, you have Beverly, Palmyra, and Riverton all coming to play on one team, and there's different economic backgrounds that I've mentioned before. But really, that's where we kind of put our groundwork in of learning. We didn't go to school with each other yet because they were still here, but that's where we kind of learned our groundwork of understanding each other, understanding different cultures within itself on the football field, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. Like if you because Beverly is so small.
Yeah,
we don't have any type of sports leagues in Beverly. Only sports you have is basketball.
Middle school.
For the middle school. But recreational sports, you had to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
So Palmyra was always that, and then you just go there and you meet everybody and
so we knew each other before. I remember they would do like, we come to the high school for the high school games, and you're seeing like, us, we going to Palmyra from middle school, we knew all the high school kids who were in the same high school. So when you guys would come to the high school, you guys were just seeing that for the first time, but it was also like, oh, now we have something to look forward to with coming to the high school. So we then go into, I remember 8th grade, we did something where we walked across the field. And I just thought about this the other day, and I don't know if it was you or Justin or a couple of you guys. You guys were like, "Yo, what is it like to be at the high school? Like, what is it like? Like, you come after 8th grade graduation, you come into the high school. What was that culture shock for you guys? You come into Palmyra with kids from Riverton and Palmyra from Beverly. Like, was that a huge transition for y'all?
It was, because like a lot of people don't like. When I tell people Beverly's the only town in New Jersey without a traffic light. There's no other town in New Jersey without a traffic light.
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that.
Only town in New Jersey, right? And then you think about the middle school is... This middle school is not even really a real middle school. It's preschool to 8th grade, right?
In one building.
We all in one building.
That's crazy.
And high school was the first time that I actually left class to go to a different, like... We stayed in one class the whole time in Beverly.
Yeah.
The only time we left class was gym, lunch. It got to the point with budget cuts where like the music teacher, the art teacher, they came to us with a cart. Like,
and y'all niggas are 7th, 8th grade.
7th, 8th grade.
That's some like middle school stuff,
yes,
bro.
and like you just stuck in one place.
What?
And like you think about like the curriculum is like, I remember going to high school in 9th grade. Was it 9th? What did you learn? Algebra in 9th grade?
Algebra 1, yeah.
Algebra 1, right?
With the Caesar, yeah.
I was talking to whoever the teacher was I had.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, you should have learned this in 7th, 8th grade." I said, "What? Hold on, wait. I should have been knew this stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing. I remember he called on me for some problem, and I was like, "Yeah, I don't know this." And then he was like, "Really?" I was like, this is awkward right now. But
it's not your fault.
It's not my fault.
It's not up to
but
you,
you just think like you just be at a disadvantage just coming from like a smaller town. But just like going to Palmyra, the culture shock. I remember I was in lunch one time, right? And I was talking to Vic and Devontae, and we were just talking. He was like, "Yo, where your book bag at?" I was like, "Oh, I left it in class." He said, "For what? Like you always take it with you. Like you don't have to leave it in class." I was
weak, son.
"Oh, awkward." I never left my book after that. It was just like a culture shock.
Little things like that, yeah, right. So, it's so crazy because it's so different, bro. Like you take a train to get to the high school or take a bus. So whereas like for me it was right across. I was blessed with it being right across from where I live, but like. I went to like different schools. So like I went to Morristown, Cherry Hill, Pennsauken, and then came to Palmyra. So it's like in that time, I was getting different schooling, and I felt like when I came to Palmyra, I was behind still. Like it's weird. Like even though I went to Morristown, like I was held back at Morristown. I didn't. And I said this on one of the other podcasts I was on Words podcast. So like if I stayed in Morristown, I wouldn't be where I'm at today because they would have held me down to like you can only be this. Like you're not smart enough to reach for that, right? But then when I got around kids in Palmyra who were like me, who came from the same play sports,
just like you.
Everyone knows us. You know what I mean? So it's like I could see myself going to these schools and thinking further. But then when I think about like that culture shock and like how some of us didn't end up going anywhere like after college and like how like we were at the gym, your thoughts were like the only way you thought like you could get to college was through sports.
Exactly. Like I said before, like going into high school, I played Pop Warner from 3rd to 8th grade.
Yeah.
And then like 8th grade, you feel me, won MVP for Beverly for basketball.
For basketball?
Yes, I was feeling myself.
Okay. This
MVP,
is 8th grade.
I still got the trophies.
Okay, right? My guy.
So I'm like, you know what?
Damn, we got to speak to Joe about this one.
He's still mad at Joe. You know what's up. You feel me? And then like we did like the summer league. Me and Josiah was the only like incoming freshmen doing the summer league for Palmyra, right? So I'm like, I ain't playing football this and third. You feel me? And then like I said, going into my junior year, my sister she tried to go to LaSalle. And like we didn't know nothing about like because nobody went to college yet, so we didn't know nothing about loans and this and the third, and just like it was just too much money, so we couldn't send her. And I was like, whoa. So I'm like, how am I gonna get to college? Because they 2-3 years older than me, so I'm like, am I going to college? You feel me? And like I told you before, I heard about Warren. And how Warren, he didn't play football until his senior year, and then he got to school. I was like, oh, I can do that. Like, I know, you know, for me, I'll put my pads back on.
Yeah.
I know I can do something. Yeah. Junior year, I had a decent year, but it was still getting, like, used to everything, you feel me? I hadn't played football in 2 years. And then like
you want to go into why you ain't play football in 2 years?
Yeah, we can go into that, but he knew he made a mistake putting me right there. You feel me? He tried to put me on the line, like, bro, like this is not Pop Warner no more. I'm not playing the line.
Nah, you were nowhere. You had no business to be on the offensive
business
line. There's no way.
I should have left as soon as he said, "Hey, yo, Tone, we need you on the line." I should have said, "Yeah, I'm out. I'm not doing that." You feel me?
In practice, they sent Tone. He was running routes,
catching everything too.
Tone, he was like, "Yo, we need some linemen, yo." Send Tone down. Tone went right down. I just remember Tone in his hips, and he was looking to the abyss, bro. Like he was like in the drill, but he was looking away, like, "Yo, what's my life come to, bro? Like this can't be real." Because to be honest with you, in Pop Warner, you shouldn't have been on the line at all in Pop Warner. Well, in the beginning, yeah.
In the beginning,
but the last
I was a big kid. Yeah, but the last couple of years, I shouldn't have been on the line.
No, you guys shouldn't. And that's when y'all stopped blocking in playoff games and shit like that. But like, yeah, like, and you know it's crazy when I think of like. You know, you could always sit here and be like, what if I did this? What if I did something else, right? Where would my life be right now? And I always think about, like, you know, I never want to talk about sports being the way to get out, right? Like, I never say, like, you know, focusing on sports, that's your way out of the system. But when I look at sports and I think about, like, coaching, it's weird how, like, when we grew up, coaching was, like, you know, you look at it like, oh, I can play sports my whole life. Like, no one's telling me I can't do something. And I feel like once we got into high school, we ran into that, like, that mode of, like, oh, I'm not good at something. Like, there's someone telling me you can't do this, you can't do that. And that you feel like, you know, you don't have the confidence anymore. And I ran into that with baseball. And
it breaks you.
It breaks you down. Like, you're like, you know what? Like, I was to the point where my senior year, I was like, yo, I'm not playing baseball. I'm doing a spring track. Like, forget this stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
and
I was over it. You know what I mean? But I built relationships, and luckily it got better. But I feel like that broke me down. But then, like, I was lucky enough that in the classroom, I wasn't the smartest kid, but I was there. You know what I mean? Like, I put the work. I had to put the work in. And when, senior year happens, it's kind of like a break in those who are in our circle. You know what I mean? Like, now it's not like, you know, oh, we're cool. We're just all in school. We play sports together. You know, you're eligible just to play sports. Now it's like, yo, real life is around the corner. So what was that like when you see, like, the kids? Y'all grew up. I mean, how long were you in Beverly for?
Whole life.
Your whole life. God damn, bro. You in the same building your whole life. I don't know how you did that year in and a year out.
Like gel, man.
Seeing the same niggas, too.
Whole life.
It's the same people.
Same 12 people in your class.
Oh, that's why you fight. Like, you're running. That's why there's going to be, like, issues, and there's nothing else to do besides play around.
Yeah, but it brings you closer, too. Because, like I said, you grew up with these people the whole time. Like from Beverly, who came from Beverly boys wise? It was Josiah and Jomo. I can think about who came from Beverly. Jomo, my mom knew his dad when they was younger. You feel me? So, and Jomo always lived out here, so I always knew Jomo. Josiah came out in the second grade, so from the second grade on, me and Josiah, and crazy. Jomo. Actually, me and Josiah fought in the second grade when he first got here.
No way.
Yeah, he said, I forgot what happened. He said something though.
That's crazy.
Well, we fought.
Y'all right in front of the same people all day,
all the time.
But the thing is that camaraderie component. I can still remember, you know, when we have issues in the locker room. It doesn't matter. In that split second, it can kind of turn into Beverly versus anyone else. It could turn into that.
That's
easy.
How you can look at it.
And quick. And it was like, oh, I respect that, bro, because they've been around each other the whole time. I respect that noise. But then, like, what I was going back to within that senior year component, like, how did you feel knowing that, like, okay, real life's around the corner. All my other friends, they could think about, you know, we grew up together, but they can think about whatever we're doing. I got to get out for myself. How did you feel in that sense?
Honestly, because, like, I was set back before I even went to high school. Like, when I first went, before, like, 8th grade, like, going into high school, I remember, it's like, I forgot who told me, but someone said, yo, your first 2 years of high school, colleges do not look at that.
Yeah. So
you can have whatever type of grades you want.
Bugging.
They don't look at that. So my first 2 years of high school, my grades was like
passing.
I wasn't worrying about it. You feel me? I was getting like C's and B's.
Yeah.
You feel me? I might get an A in gym. You feel me? And you feel me? That was my grades.
Yeah.
And then going into my junior year, I realized like if I want to go to school, I need to bring my GPA up. So like my last year's junior and senior year, I think I was like a 3.0. Like
I think I remember hustling. Yeah.
I was making honor roll. I was like, I was on top of my game because I knew like I gotta show that there's more to me, and I gotta think like I'm not trying to stay in Beverly. Beverly's low key a trap. You can't name too many people who came from Beverly and made it out. Yeah. And it's not even though like made it out and became famous or anything, but just made it out and doing something that they want to do, not doing something that because they have to do. That's the only thing they can do. Yeah, you feel me? So I knew like going into senior year, I knew one thing. I had to stay on my grades, and I had to somewhat ball out on football.
Yeah.
Try to get the best numbers I can get. So I can.
Basketball wasn't on like your radar.
No. I was dumb because basketball.
That's just something you play to have fun. Then
I played to have fun, but then I did winter track because Potter was like, "Yo,
when did you start doing track?"
Junior year. I stopped doing basketball altogether because Pope was like, if you do winter track, it can help you with your football game. You feel me? It can help you come faster.
He hustled you. So
he did, but it helped me though. Low key.
He hustled you.
Nah, he did.
You could still play basketball, bro.
Nah, but I'm saying the track made me better. It actually made
you
me.
You could have played in spring.
It made me faster. Nah,
you could have went straight from spring to summer and you'd been straight.
I went to nationals and winter track. So put some respect when you speak to me. That's all I'm saying.
That's not something good to say. Winter track. Trust me, I know track. Winter track. Did you do that in spring? Nah, because all the niggas who do spring, it doesn't.
Nah, we went to regionals. We went to regionals. They pen relays and all that. So it put some respect.
Everyone goes to pen relays, right?
But how you perform?
I feel like I don't know this stuff, bro.
How do you perform?
I feel you. Nah, he got different. You though. That's fine. We can leave that on the road. But like that transition is crazy to think about because I can remember you knew you were going to Willie P before I knew I was going anywhere. Like you already knew. Oh no, we were in the same time. It was kind of closer to summer. We were like, "What are we doing?" And you went to Willie P.
Yeah, Willie P was like after the season was over. I made my highlight tape. Like Geyser wasn't helping me at all. Like he wasn't putting no name out. Like only thing he did was Del Val, but he told everybody about Del Val. Yeah. You feel me? So I remember like it was like a Saturday night. I'm emailing every coach that I can look up in New Jersey. Yeah. I think I did Morrisville. I did a lot of places.
Rowan, all them guys.
And but the Willie P coach hit me back like 2 days. 2 days later, he was like, "Yo, how you doing? Can I call you?"
Oh, word.
Called me, spoke to Coach Williams. I remember I was at the train station. Happiest. I was on the phone with him. He was like, "Yo, yeah, I see."
And you on the train too, so that's just spinning your head like I'm about to make it out of here.
I'm on. Listen, he talking to me. He's like, "Yeah, I see your tape. You feel me? You got some talent. This and the third.
That's funny.
I want to come to your school and talk to you." I'm like, "Oh yeah, bet. Just come down."
I remember when he came. Yeah.
And then I remember the day he was coming. Guys were like, "Yeah, I got a coach coming down to talk to y'all. This and third." Meanwhile, back in my head, like, "Yo, I spoke to him. I'm the reason why he's coming.
Yeah.
Like, not because you reached out, because you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Because I spoke to the Keene coach. I was like, "Yeah, did my coach speak to you this and third?" He was like, "No one reached out for you." Like, so
that's
like I had to put the motion behind my actions and do something because I wasn't really getting no help. And then once I was trying to go to Keene. I had a connection with the coach. Kane. Man, Kane. Anybody, if you know, it's Kane. I don't want to say Kane. That sounds so dumb.
It is Kane.
It is Kane though, but I like Kane better.
Okay, keep going.
But I had a connection with that coach.
Yeah.
He was like,
did it your own though.
Everything was on your own. You had to do it on your own.
The niggas wasn't looking out for us.
Nothing.
That's for damn sure.
You're all for yourself at this point. And then he was like, "Yeah, I like you. This and third. Just apply, and we're gonna get you in." But freaking Miss Shore sent the wrong SATs. I did 2 SATs.
Oh, D.
I did my first one wasn't good, and my second one was better. She sent my first scores. So a week later, I get a mail from Keene, and I get denied. Broke my heart. Yes, from the school. It's like, "Yo, we can't accept you into the university." This and the third.
So that was you was like, "Oh."
I'm like, it's over at this point because I didn't even speak to Willie P at this point yet.
I didn't even know.
I was like, "What?" I remember.
Did you go and talk to her?
Yes. She was like, "Oh, I didn't realize this and the third."
You had 2 scores in the system.
Yeah, like what you talking about? You see the better score though too. So why are you sending this? And she was like, "Oh,
my gosh.
Well, we can try to appeal it this and the third." I was heartbroken. I remember speaking to my dad. He was like, "Oh, you be okay. Everything will be okay."
It sounds good.
I spoke to the coach. I was like, "Yo, she sent the wrong score." I said, "What can I do?" He was like, "It's all right. We're gonna appeal it. We're gonna get you in." Yeah. But he took too long. Like I already got accepted to Willie P.
That shows you that he was looking for other athletes.
He was. I already got. I got accepted to Kane, Rowan, Montclair, like some other school.
Your SATs must have been good then, because my SATs was trash. And I ain't getting into none of them schools.
I told you, man, I'm smart. I got accepted to 5 schools the week of graduation, but at that point, I already committed to Willie P. I already was set. Like, I'm going to Wayne Patterson, and then it was February.
HBCU of New Jersey.
Thank you. Go Pioneers. February 8th, 2015. I remember that day. I got the acceptance letter. You're going to Willie P.
Wow, that's dope.
Best day of my life.
I wish I had that feeling. I've never had that feeling in my life. I never got into any schools or anything, so I've never experienced that. Like, it's like a feeling of like it's an acceptance letter, but you actually feel accepted. You're like, yo, they want me to go here. They accept me for whatever it is. All right. So then, are you first gen?
Yes, first gen.
So you're first gen.
That was made it even better because like I had cousins. Like my cousin saying Treese was smart, but she just went the community route. Mm-hmm. I thought my sister Sydney was gonna be the one because she was smart. I had all the grades in the second, third, but because we didn't know about the financial aid and all that, it messed us up. So when it was my time, we got on the loans. Is that in the third? I should have did EOF, but
you should did
when
EOF,
when he told me about EOF. He didn't break it down how EOF is going to be. He was like, yo, I can get you accepted sooner, but it'll take a little longer if you do EOF. And then he broke it down like, listen, only thing EOF is like an extra $500 in aid. That's it. So it's not much. I was like, oh, that's it? Yeah, F that. Get me accepted right now. I need to get accepted.
That's not it at all.
Once I got to college and I learned about what EOF, I'm like, wow.
The faster you get, what? You're not getting, here's a $500 check.
Yeah, but also I didn't want to go to school in the summertime too. I had my mindset. I didn't want to go up to Willie P for like those 8 weeks what I have on EO program.
6 weeks.
Yeah, see, I didn't want to do that.
Whatever. So then you get to college. What do you think was your biggest lesson learned that you like, all right, this is what I'm gonna carry with me from all my childhood, all middle school, high school, to take with me for these next 4 to 5 years? What is my one lesson that, like, it could be more than one lesson, but like something I'm gonna keep with me? Because you're the first one really to move away and go away to school. You're first gen, so this is new for everyone in your family.
Honestly, it really wasn't no lessons.
Yeah.
Because nobody knew about this.
If anything, it was just like what you saw and experienced.
It's just what it was really like. I didn't learn until my sophomore year of college. Cause like my freshman year, you feel me? I'm away from home.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not far from home, but I'm a good distance where like if I need to come home right now, I could. But no one's gonna come at me right now. I'm 2 hours away. You feel me? So, and then you on your own. It's not like high school where like Ms. Reisner is gonna tell you every day like, yo, turn this in, this and third. I remember one time it was my college writing class.
The comp 1, comp 2.
And then she was like, hi guys, we had the whole class, and then she was like, yo, everybody drop off your assignment right now before you leave. Wait, what? Yo, we had assignment?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you ain't checked the syllabus? The what?
Mm-hmm.
You ain't checked the syllabus? Yo, I never read syllabus my freshman year. I was just going with the flow. Everything was going with the flow.
See, that's why you should have went to EOF, motherfucker.
See, they would have told you about that, but everything was just going with the flow. So it was like I just had to learn, and then I was playing football too, so it was like my mindset my freshman year, it was just like football, college, football, college, football, college. Yeah. You feel me? So I wasn't really caring about the schoolwork until the summer going into my sophomore year, where like the grants I had gone because like I had to maintain a certain GPA, and I finished my freshman year with a 2.0.
Jeez.
Like so it was like.
So what happened that freshman year? You think it was just like you were having to learn like a lot like from that? Like what was it like, just making that transition from high school to college, or what do you think like left you with that?
I mean, you go with the immaturity because it's immaturity and the freedom because you're by yourself, so you're not really thinking about anything. You just in the moment. But then like once I had that talk with like my coach, and he was like, "Yo, what the fuck is you doing?" He was like,
Really?
"Yo, listen, it was a 6 a.m. Morning lift."
Oh, D.
And I got there at like 6:05 because I was up all night. You feel me? I was up all night. But then like I took a nap at like 5 o'clock. Woke up at like 5:55, and I was just running. Like, and he was like, "What the fuck is you like? What the fuck is you doing?" Like honestly. And then he was like, "Come here." And he took me to the next room. He was like, "Yo, how the fuck are you failing this class right now?" I was like, "What class?" He was like, "And don't tell me she ain't grade everything either, motherfucker. Like I don't got time to hear that." I was like, "But she did it. Like I just turned like 2 assignments in. Like I don't got no F."
Yeah.
And then like he was like, "Yo, listen, like I'm not here to baby you.
Yeah.
I'm not your father.
Yeah.
You feel me? I'm not your mother. You're a grown ass man now.
Right. Yeah, right.
Get your shit together."
Yeah.
And then at that time, it was like I low key still blew him off. I was like, yo, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Why the fuck are you? Like, get out of here right now.
On me right now. Yeah.
But I still took that, and I was like, damn, I gotta step my game up because like
Either way,
honestly,
put a battery in your pack.
yeah, because honestly, like you could just waste this opportunity, and then I'll be back in Beverly doing nothing.
Yeah.
And that was my number one goal, is to leave and not like never come back.
Yeah.
But when I come back, I'm here for a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And I'm gone again.
It causing you, it's your purpose. So then, once you're in college, like did you go and decided already?
I always knew I wanted to do something in the criminal field.
Okay,
honestly.
so then that's where we want to pick up, is within the criminal field. All right, so within that wanting to go, that was a question that I did have for you. So at this time, we really didn't have a lot of like, the Black Lives Matter and stuff like that before going into it. But of course, it's something that's always in the back of your mind. But what made you really want to go like in some sort of way, like going into law?
Honestly, yo, like since I was young, I always, if there was like a problem, I always try to like problem solving was like always something. And then like my dad was a corrections officer. My other uncle is a cop. Like it was always around, and I like my favorite shows growing up was like Law and Order, Criminal Minds. So I always enjoyed it. And then like just like I just figured like that's my calling. Like when I was a little kid, like little kids like, what you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah,
I always said a cop.
Oh, okay.
I always said a cop. It was nothing new for me. It was not like I want to be a doctor or this and that. Third. Yeah, I always said a cop. I don't know what kind of cop. Yeah, but I just know I need to be in law enforcement. So it was always a goal for me. So like going into college, I wasn't gonna go in there. Like shout out to Miss Martino too, because she told me about like criminal justice and like what to do. Yeah, and then like I just picked up sociology as like a double major because like I feel like if I sit down with somebody, I can solve your problems. Like it's not gonna take me long. Like you don't even have to tell me there's a problem with you right now. Yeah. As soon like by the time we're done this conversation, I'm gonna be able to pick out the layers, like peel back the onions, and figure out what is wrong, and then I'm gonna help you with the solution. So like I just feel that was always my calling.
Yeah, it's weird how like you just see what fits with you and what works best for you. Like when going through school and everything like that, it's weird. It's so crazy. Like now I know how to put it into words, but at Morristown I had a history teacher who was black, this black guy, Mr. Bryan. And I was like, yo, he just made everyone love history. By the time, that's probably the only one and only black teacher I've ever had. And like we had a sub at Palmyra, and I'm forgetting her name right now, that was black, but we didn't remember the one that would be like, these are my rules. She was annoying, but she was pretty cool. So within that, like I was like, yo, I want to become a history teacher, and this is the way I feel like I can give back. But it was that experience with seeing that one black teacher that like just without me consciously making that effort and making that connection to taking me for the rest of my life and going into wanting to go into higher education. But I feel like that can be the same thing you see now, especially within law enforcement and policing and things of that nature, when we see like people who look like me and know the community and know how to talk to you, because it's easy to come to a situation that you could bust someone for an issue, but go into it with like yo man, get home and I know your parents. Just speaking, it's different. It's different, man. It's so different. And I feel like I hate the cops out here for a fact. I'm sure you know them or whatever like that.
I mean, my first time ever like really having a run-in with the law was senior year, and me and Josiah was coming home from prom. I think it was prom, and my dad just got a new car for me. He just got his Mercedes, got the rims on it, tinted out. You feel me? Nice car. You feel me? I drove to prom, and I'm coming home, and the cops pull us over, and he tried to say it was for like he pulled us over because like I had my high beams on, but the high beam was off. But really, he just didn't think like, why are you in this car? Yeah. And then like that was the first time I was like, wow, like like this is what it's like being a black in America right now. Yeah. And then like going from there, then there was like another situation. I got pulled over, and they said like it was like a shooting 2 blocks down the street or something like that, and it was like all these cars, like cops surrounded you, and it was like my car didn't even match the description that they gave.
Yeah.
But because I was like driving and you see me, you pull me over.
Yeah.
So like, but I also never wanted those situations to like negatively like affect what I want to do.
I can see what you're saying.
Because like when you look at it, like right now is the worst time to be a police officer.
Yeah.
The worst time.
Everything
and
you do is
is under like a microscope and everything like that. And I had a professor in college for my policing class, and he was like, and he was one of my favorite professors because he gave it to you raw.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't sugarcoat it.
Yeah,
gave it to you raw. He was like, listen, like there's a lot of dumb cops in now doing some dumb shit.
Yeah.
But what you need to know is the media always gonna depict something, but not show you the whole story.
Yeah.
There was 35 cops shot yesterday in America.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of y'all hear about that?
Yeah.
But you only hear about the bad.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not like supporting police officers when they do certain things, but he just showed like this other like you can't like one bad apple don't ruin
the bunch.
Yeah.
I guess, but I also see it in the sense of just like we do need to see this bad that's going on because as civilians it helps us know and go into it guarded. I know like, okay, now I know, and it protects us as well. Now they have these precautions of like, you know, you have to wear body cams like that. If you see a previous episode of my dad, he talks about all these police issues that he dealt with growing up in this area.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, I dealt with so much police BS, and I do remember a situation where my dad described to at the high school with Josiah after a football game, and it was a police officer like, you know, going off on him and stuff like that, and our coaches didn't step up for him.
Nothing.
It was lucky that we have black coaches. My dad and them were around to protect the players. But I wasn't there for a situation, but I heard about it. I was like, wow, I can't believe that happened in our own backyard, and our own coaches didn't step up and do something about it. But I do see and commend those who go into law enforcement. I don't think all law is bad, and those who go into it have a mindset, but I do think there's so much, especially being down in Maryland, where I was able to talk with a lot of those young guys who become police officers, and I was just like questioning them, like in their stances and things like that. They're just like, I wish that we can have people from the community come on a ride along with us and experience it. But in the same token, I looked at them, I said, well, why don't you walk around the community so that they can get to know you, and ask them, but they can get to know you for who you are, so that they don't need to go on that ride along because they know you. They don't have to go see what you go through in daily life. Come and see what they go through in daily life. Why do we have to see what you do? And in that moment, they're like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, if you're in big communities, that's pretty tough to just walk around. But I get it.
But see, it's tough, but it's not tough. Because, like, my thing with, like, policing and all that, like, you should want to get somebody who's either from the community or come from a community just like yours, so they can understand. Because it's a disconnect right now with policing and all, like, and like civilians. Like, if you walk down the street, the first thing you're gonna do is like, oh shit, what is this cop? Gonna pull me over.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
If I walk down the street, hey, what's good? How you doing?
Yeah,
you feel me? Hey, you having a good day? Yo, you saw that game last night? This and third. If I just talk to you like a human being, and talk to you like a person and not like belittle you because I have this badge on, it goes a long way. And you got to build that connection. You got to build that relationship with the community in order to serve, because you're supposed to protect and serve.
All right, guys, you guys been asking for it, and we finally have it. We have it ready to go for y'all. So if you look at the link below, and thosewetrust.bigcartel.com, and visit that link, you will see our products we have. We have some accessories right now for you guys to go and support. We have stickers that can be used on anything, laptops, phone cases, and they don't leave that nasty residue. Great quality. And we also have our pins. As you see, I'm wearing one right now. And our pins are on the website as well. The pins, great for jean jackets, book bags, hats as well. It's better than spending, $20 on those pins that you see, and you can support someone you know. All the pins come with a protective film on top of it, so just, rip that off, put it right on, and get it started, or you keep it on a protective pin much longer. You can also follow us on the Instagram, and it's in the link in the bio, to where it is WeTrust_podcast. And that's on Instagram, and you'll be able to see the link is the first link on that website is the In Those We Trust merch, and we have candles coming, hats, shirts, anything you guys could ask for. So please go support, and we appreciate you guys. Thank you. Yeah, you're right.
So it's just.
Man, let's see what happens. You can these next comings, and with the new law enforcement and those going into it. But yo, man, like we both did big things. Coming from maybe in another episode we could highlight, your growth from being a kid into going to where you are now, but still being the first generation to graduate with a college degree and now looking to, make your next steps in life. What motivates you now to keep going and making a difference?
At the end of the day, you feel me? Like, I think a lot of times in college, the work you learn, or like the stuff you do in college, is not really you gonna take to the next step in life. But
Yeah.
it's just about the lessons that you learn, like the little small things that you go to college for, make the degree. So
Yeah.
like certain like people like, oh, you graduate, you go to college, you spend all this money, and then you come out in debt. Like, for what? You could have just did this, that, and third.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
But it's certain things that you go to college for that you learn on your own.
Yeah.
Like, you learn how to be your own person.
That's
you
what I
learn
said
how
too
to-
with Javon.
You learn how to, like, I know I don't have a mom and dad right now, so I know I got to do this. I
Yeah.
know, like, you learn about yourself. Oh, I don't function good if I do this. I don't function good. But I know if I do this, I'll
Yeah.
function good.
Yeah.
So, like, you learn yourself. You learn, and I feel as though those certain things that's, like, you can't learn nowhere else, but you gotta be in the experience. You gotta be in. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I talked about that with Javon. Like I said, 90% of what you learn is from outside the classroom.
Exactly.
That's what college is about, and that teaches you how to get through college. And I get that. Why go into so much debt to learn those things? But there's nowhere else you will learn in an ecosystem like that. Like there's no way that you'll be around this many people who are going around doing the same thing as you, who experience the same things, who are going to achieve one goal than at college and at a university that you'll ever experience. Again, it can be expensive, but there's always ways to go about it and ways to go around it. But it's funny, like what right now, high schools are graduating, they're about to enter college, and I was like, yo, what is some game that we can give, some students that are graduating now and are taking the next steps? What are some things that you would like key on of like this could prepare you and help you through the next 4 to 5 years?
Like, I know a lot of people who go to college, right, and they just in their books 24/7.
Yeah.
Which you should be in your books, but at the end of the day, you pay for their experience at college too.
Yeah.
So you gotta find that balance. You gotta know how to enjoy your life, enjoy yourself, but you just gotta know the main thing is the main thing.
Yeah.
So I feel as though one thing you gotta do is you gotta learn yourself. You gotta be honest with yourself, because you look at yourself every day in the mirror. You feel me?
Yeah.
And so you gotta know who you are.
Yeah.
Your weaknesses, your strengths, and all that.
That's good.
And then also at that, when you go to college, you're not. Well, let's say you go to a different university. You feel me? Like, you're not with your friends no more.
From like school and
School.
everything like that.
So you're on your own on
Yeah.
that aspect as well. You got to meet new people. So when you meet these new people, you just got to know who are they, because they say a lot of times like you meet some of your lifelong friends in college.
Yeah,
feel me?
that's true.
So you got to meet these new people, see who they are, and then like you just gotta be open.
Yeah.
You can't just be in the shell like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm scared. Because when you go to college, there's so many different things. There's so different many clubs you can do. So many different, like, if you want to join like the sorority fraternity route, there's different things you can do in college that can help you out.
No, it's true. I think one of my biggest lessons I learned, like, and this was like later on, was to actually enjoy college. Exactly. It's so hard, and I think that's what you're keen on too. Is like it's so hard to like get used to like a continuous roll in and out. Like my freshman and sophomore year, I was school home. I commuted my freshman year. Sophomore year in the fall, I was on campus for like 4 days, and the rest I was home. Like every weekend I would go home. Every weekend I was just home. I was just home. I didn't care about that aspect of life because I was like, yo, I'm here for a degree and that's it.
Yeah,
and I didn't. And all my boys and all them were like, Malik, stay like for a weekend. You'll see it's different on the weekends. I'm like, I don't want to be here for a weekend. My shawty's not here. Why would I want to be here on the weekends?
See, you're one of those.
I was one of those, but then I learned. I was like, so then my junior year came around. I became my sophomore year. I became an RA. I experienced being on campus all the time. I experienced, those weekend mornings, those weekend days. I never experienced that. And that was one of those aspects that I was like, damn, I didn't miss out on, but that's something that makes you grow as well. When you spend your time just being there. And I grew from that. And that's what led me, to really put myself out there. Because I was really just not sheltered, but like I was really just to myself. I didn't really care to meet new people. I was fine with who I met from EOF. I was like, that's cool with me. And then once I met, my line brother.
So I'm about to say, you think so that your junior year and like when you started to be more open, that's when you realize like, all right, maybe I do want to join like a fraternity.
So I think in my sophomore year, in the spring, I became an RA. and my line brother was already on that staff, and that staff, we can if I name off the people in that staff, you like goddamn, like there's a Kappa who was on that staff. This is before they became Greek though, so like it was a staff that was so diverse and like ran the campus, and like they were so like I don't know how to say it, but they were really out there, and like one of the dudes became SGA president our senior year, and like it was such a hard staff that I was like, if I can make it in the staff and be a key member on the staff, I feel comfortable, and I was able to become comfortable to whereas my line brother, at the time he wasn't my line brother yet, but like we were on an RA staff together, and we did the first episode together on the podcast. Yeah, and he is what got me to put yourself out there, bro. Like become like meet new people. And my best friend from EOF, Chris, is LT5, and he was the first one that made me interested in Greek life. I didn't care about Greek life. I was like, I can't do it. That's weird, bro. That's so weird. And I went to like one of their Meet the Greeks, and I was like, oh snap, I could see myself being here. I couldn't see myself in his org, but I could see myself doing this, but I don't know what yet. So he intrigued. It was because of him that I was like, damn, I know someone that just did that. I can't believe he just did that.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get me, and I was like, that's not me, bro. And then me and my line brother, and meeting new people. I was meeting people like every day because of him. He knew so many people. I would just be at lunch with him. We would sit with different people, and I was like, yo, everyone's pretty cool in this realm, in this atmosphere, and I can see myself doing it. But I had the opportunity to bring something new, so that's a kind of different thing. I didn't like just join something that was already on campus. To be a founder was different. But then that's where I was like, I feel like I blossomed. It was because of those key points. You went on before your fall, right?
Yeah, I went fall 17.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you went before me too. So we were both kind of. You didn't tell me you were doing it until like that winter break, and you were like, "Yo, bro, I think I'm gonna do it." I'm like, "Really?" Like I was just talking to somebody too, and I think we about to start some new shit. And you were like, "What is it?" And I was talking to you about it. So like, I think that helped me. Like, I feel like you were already out there, within like learning and experience the campus would be on a football team. You were already around people, getting that college experience. So then, what made you want to be like, "Oh, this is something I want to do"?
See, I knew that before I got to college. We had a freshman orientation, right?
That you want to go Greek?
Yeah.
Oh, where?
We had freshman orientation, and one of my council leaders, my boy CJ, like he's IOTA, but he's like, I look at CJ like I have a big brother, you feel me? But I look at CJ as like my college big brother, like you feel me? Like he went through the same thing I went through, you feel me? And like he put me on so much games, showed me different things, you feel me? So like he was like my camp counselor or whatever.
Freaking fly.
And then like he was just a cool nigga, you feel me? And then like he told me he was in a fraternity, but at that time I didn't know what that is. So I just like, oh, I bet, cool. Yeah. And then like this is when like Snapchat was really popping. I got a Snapchat, and then like the first chill. And like the first day on campus, right? School year just begun. We have this thing called Common Hour, where it's like from 12 to 2, like there's no classes going on campus.
For just that day?
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
So there's no classes. And
that's dangerous. I don't know what.
It's dangerous, bro. And it's like everybody's just like, people just being like outside.
That's dope.
The student center, you feel me? So like we always had Common Hour, and they have like a DJ, this, that, and the third.
Wow.
So we walk outside, and it's all people. It's beginning of fresh school year too, so everybody all excited.
Yeah.
So you see all these different fraternities, sororities outside. Yeah. It was low key, like it was my stump the yard moment. It was like
when he just walks in.
Yeah, you feel me? Like I walk and I see it, and I see the IOTAs, and I'm not even saying this because I'm an IOTA, but like I see them, and I
stood out to you. That's grabbed your attention first, yeah.
I see him. I'm like, oh, that's the boy. You feel me?
Yeah.
And then like I see how like everybody's looking at them. I'm just in the back. I'm with my boys. You feel me? I see how I'm like, oh, this and the third.
Yeah.
And then I saw CJ. He was like, yo, what's good, bro? You feel me? He remembered me. I was like, that meant something right there. It was like, you feel me? Like I could have
genuine, right?
Genuine.
Yeah.
Never pressed it against me. He never said, hey, yo, bro, I want you
come
to do
down.
this.
Yeah.
Like I had a on my football team. I had a like one of my old heads. He from Maple Shade. He named Nick Burke, and he was a Q. You feel me? And like I remember like I worked out with him in the summertime, and he was like, I saw his brand. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? He was like, oh yeah, you feel me? I'm Q, this and there's my fraternity, blah blah blah. And like he never really pressed it on me, but you feel me? He was more aggressive with it. Like he was like more like up in like his fraternity. He was like, yeah, fuck everything else. Yeah. But CJ is always just
different
cool.
ways of recruiting.
Yeah, you feel me? But CJ was always just cool with it until I told him. I was like, yo, what's up with this and third?
Yeah.
And then once he told me about that, He put me on game.
Yeah.
Introduced me to new people. Like he introduced me to the boy who's gonna be my dean, Max. He just
That's
like
crazy.
he just put me on different game.
Yeah.
And then like life experiences too. You feel me? Because like I was just like in school struggling. He was like, "Yo, bro, listen. At the end of the day, because you know how you need a certain GPA to pledge. You feel me? But he was like, "Yo, don't get this GPA just to pledge.
Yeah.
Do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're in school not to pledge. You're in school for education.
Yeah. Yeah.
So make sure you can do both.
Yeah.
Everybody done both. You feel me? So just make sure your main goal is your main goal and it's the right goal for you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like certain things like that. And then from that moment on, I'm like, I bet. I know what I'm going to be. I'm going to be an iota. And from that time, then fall 17 came. I was online, me and my two LBs. Struggling, I mean, getting what we need to do.
Yeah, facts.
And then once we came out, I was like, I bet.
It's different now, like, you feel like you're a part of that campus, but you're at a certain height of the campus.
Yeah, like as soon as you cross,
it's not a cockiness. You can't explain it.
See, this is the thing I hate about people when they talk about like fraternities and sororities and third. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's certain people who join for the wrong reasons. They join because maybe in high school they didn't have like a lot of friends, or maybe they want like
they don't have a brother.
They don't have a brother.
Yeah.
They think like, oh, that girl right there who didn't talk to me before, she's gonna talk to me now.
Yeah.
But more than likely, that same girl not gonna talk to you.
Yeah.
Just because you got a letter on you from me, like on your chest, it's not really gonna work. Yeah. So, but if you join for the right reasons, then I commend anybody, whatever you join.
I think just getting involved, like, it doesn't have to be Greek life at all. It could be anything. Like, I think that was one of my biggest regret is I didn't get down with SGA.
SGA.
Like, I wish I got involved in SGA, and I made sure I did that once I got into grad school. I was like, yo, I'm getting on the grad council. Like, I didn't do that. I wasn't like privy to that information, so I missed doing that. But I think that some gems to throw out there for people who are going away to college is like, yo, get involved, put yourself out there. It's an environment of everyone putting themselves out there.
Exactly.
Don't think of it as high school. We're like, should I go up to this person? Bro, go up to that person. I remember the first day. This is Paul's moment to the death. First day I moved on campus. It was my first time away from home. I didn't know anyone. I knew my line brother. He lived like legit under me, but it was in new dorms in Holly Point, and I was scared to shower, bro. I was like, yo, bro, the showers are like. It's regular showers.
Oh, you had the co-ed showers?
We had co-ed, but no, we had like it was on the floor, like the whole floor. It really was like the whole floor could shower wherever the fuck they wanted to. Yeah, so I was like, bro, I don't know who's here, bro. I'm not about to shower. So legit, he was like, bro, I got you, bro. So we came up, bro. He showered like on the next one, and I showered here.
You was scared to shower by yourself, yeah?
Bro, it was weird, bro. I was like, bro, I can't. I was scared to go to a dining hall by myself. I remember even in orientation, Fozzie had just happened to be at orientation with me, and I went to orientation and I was eating, and he was like,
I ain't hear that name so
bro, my boy Fozzie, we see each other all the time. And he was like, oh, my parents are here. I'm about to go chill with them. I'm like, all right, bro. And I sat there. I was like, damn, this is different, bro. You by yourself. Like, it's you to make a way now. And I feel like this, establishing yourself on campus, making a positive name for yourself. Don't do no dumb shit that's going to make a name for yourself. Like, enjoy your time, but know, like, your reasons why. Like, why are you in college? Know, like, I would say don't waste your time. I feel like I don't waste your time with like, oh, I'm undecided until later in life. Like, take that freshman. I feel like that fall, you can go undecided, but in the spring, come up with a major. Know your next steps and really network. And I don't mean with just students. I truly mean network with the people who are in your department, who you see that are already making a way. And make meaningful networks. Don't go into it with like, oh, I need to network this person. Make meaningful connections that will last you.
Yeah, that's the only thing I think I would do differently. Is talk more to like people in my department.
Yeah,
you feel me?
You have to, bro.
Actually network more.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's certain people like on the road of college that you meet that is good people that's gonna show you what you need to do. You feel me? But I just wish like I would have been more involved. Like know the head of my department, like Mr. Lee or whatever. You feel me? I wish I would have did certain things like that. But yeah, like I said, to people who going to college now, like everybody is a loner.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say like you buy yourself a loner, but like when you're a freshman, you don't know nobody know anybody. So like
you're right.
Everybody gonna have the same type of mindset you have. Like, oh, I don't know this person's and third, but you just gotta put yourself out there. 'Cause at the end of the day, you're there for 4 years.
Put yourself.
This is your life for 4 years. Yeah. Granted, like if you transfer the same thing.
Yeah.
but even if you leave, you want to be right back at the same situation.
You're right.
So you just gotta put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Spread your wings.
I think that's a great point to make. Within, I was lucky that I just had to make great connections that last me now, help me get jobs to now. But find your own way. Don't let no one else dictate what your next 4 years is gonna do for you. Don't go to college because your fucking parents said you should become a doctor, or use your parents. Let your parents guide you to a path of like where your interests already are. My dad knew that I wanted to be a teacher, guided me to here's education. Rowan's a great school for this. But don't do it for anyone else because you're not gonna make it through the 4 to 5 years if you're doing it for anyone else.
Exactly. At the end of the day, your parents' name is not gonna be on that degree.
And they're not paying your loans back. That's for sure.
The loans are on your own. So you got, at the end of the day, your parents can help you. This, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Like throughout high school, your whole life, your parents are always gonna be there for you. But when you go to college, you're on your own. You're your own adult. You're your own man. You're your own woman.
Yes,
so
sir.
you got to figure out what you need to do to make yourself happy.
All right. Before we end, I'm gonna let you make the prediction of who wins championship for NBA.
NBA, 76ers.
You're putting on the Sixers right now.
No, it's gonna be Brooklyn. Like you can't beat that team.
Okay, so
you
you're
can't
putting
beat
on
that
Brooklyn.
team. No, it
Game what?
What do you mean?
Who do you think they're going against, and what game will they win it?
See, I want it to be Brooklyn versus the Lakers, but the Lakers banged up. Like it's over for them.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Brooklyn versus Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Brooklyn in 4.
Okay. All right, we're gonna put that on there. Please, everyone, take the time to follow my boy on Instagram. It's right below. Take the time to follow us on all streaming platforms. YouTube, promote. Also check out the merch we have dropping. We have pins, which you see in the hat right now. We got the stickers coming out. So check it out. It's gonna be in the bio on the Linktree. And keep promoting us, and we look forward to everyone corresponding with us and sending us messaging back. And thank you again for all those who donated. We look forward to what's next to come.
Thanks.
Thank you all.